we get straight into that dark hole or whatever it's called, and then we go straight into some nice AoE damage. Now we can do the exact same thing again, drag all of them in, and away we go. Now we can do this, get another 3 ping, and then away we go with some more big AoE damage, and then we can do that. Unfortunately, we don't have a red ability. I'll wait and see if we get one. Nah, screw it, we'll just ult it and finish it off like that. Wait, is there no enemies? I just ulted into no one. Everyone was dead. Hey guys, welcome back to Punishing Grey Raven. In today's video, we're taking a look at Liv. That's the free-to-play Liv that you all start off with. Once again, she's part of my core team at the moment on the beta. I do enjoy the way she works. The way she can swap in, group enemies up, and then smack them with a big AoE is actually incredibly nice. Plus, she has some self-sustain as well, which is always handy to have a heal. So, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing to note with Liv is that she does pure physical damage, which when you think laser beams, you don't think physical, but everything she does is going to be physical damage. We'll take a quick look at the coatings because people asked me to show the coatings last time. So those are Liv's base coatings. Now when you get the different rarities, you get the A Liv, you get the S Liv. Does have different coatings as well, but let's go ahead and jump. You do get a 5-star weapon for her from logins, so really nice in that sense as well, compared to someone like my Bianca who's still using the 3-star bow. But we do have that, so let's go ahead and take a look at her skills. So this one, Red Orb, basically it just does a laser shot and deals physical damage. Next one, this black hole is amazing. So deploys a black hole at the target's area and just pulls all the enemies in and deals some damage. But the cool thing about this is the fact that it draws the enemies in so that it does explode at the end, dealing extra damage, but it's more the drawing you're looking at because it ties into her core passive where she does some really nice AoE damage, so you can get them all grouped up and then it can do that. The other thing to note is when you swap into Liv, she's going to instantly activate a 3 ping of this, so swapping into her will instantly group enemies up and deal some nice damage and leave you open for her core passive, which is going to do some nice AoE damage. Then we have the blue one. Now this is actually pretty nice ability because it not only deals damage and knocks enemies back, but it's also going to do healing as well. So physical damage increase as well. So it's sort of got everything. It's got damage, knockback, healing, and damage increase. It's quite a nice ability with everything in its kit. Then we go into the basic attack, just laser strikes. Signature move, she sort of floats up and just deals this bombardment of attacks. Then we go on through here, the QTE, this is when she flashes and she just jumps out and helps you. It's not a big ability. Healing of HP. Healing of HP. Good wording, I don't even know. Gains 3 orbs when we get that. And then we go into the core passive. After any 3 ping, the next red orb skill will unleash a laser beam that deals a bunch of physical damage. Now, this is the exact same core passive as Lucia, where you want to do a 3 ping into the red, get some good damage. But this one's really nice, like I said, and I like swapping between the two characters because especially with her, when you swap in against against an AoE situation, she's going to group them all up if they're fairly close, and then you can go straight into a red ping, and this thing does like massive AoE damage, which is nice. We've got the leader, HP increases, and then we've obviously got the different little passives that you unlock along the way. So let's go look at tutorial, show the basics, and then we'll jump into a combat situation. I might just jump into the stage that I'm up to, and we'll show you how she does group enemies up, and we'll show you the swapping in and stuff like that. So I really do like her gameplay thoroughly. So let's go ahead here. So as you'll see, it starts us with the same thing that Lucia did. So you're just basically going to spam basic attacks. As you can see, it does some AoE damage if there's other enemies in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop this buff. Now, like I said before in Lucia's video, doing a 3 ping red doesn't just give you it. You've got to do a 3 ping of any color and then into a single red, and that will work. Now, because we know this order that they deploy in, once I hit anything, the next thing is going to be a red ability. So we're going to be pretty sweet. So we're going to give ourselves the buff. Then we'll go into the 3 ping, and then you'll see this, and it does some massive AoE damage. You can see the difference in the way that functions. And then we can do this 3 ping, and as you can see, you can't really see it grouping enemies up, but you can see the range of that black hole where it would be grabbing enemies. Now, once again, you want to wait until you have the red ability in your hand before you actually go ahead and pop it. Like this just gives you horrid hands. But what we could do here, we could do that, and then we could do that to group them up. Then we can do that, and then we can do that. It's a really hard way to get to the signature passive. But normally, I mean, training is giving us some pretty hard hands. So basically now if they just give us a single red, we're good to go. Like there we go. So ideally if it's AoE, like in this situation, if I had this hand on me right now, if it's AoE and the enemies are a bit spread apart, I'd use the black hole to group them up into the other ability. Otherwise, I would be using probably just the buff into this. So in this situation against one enemy, I'd be using my buff, and then I'd go into that just to get some more damage. But if it was a group of enemies, you'd do the black hole, grab them in, so that you'd be doing this. You'd be doing the black hole into that, because then you get better AoE damage out of it. And then we have our ultimate ability. As you can see, pretty cool animation, floats up, just gets all that deeps out, and away we go. So really nice AoE damage on this one. And like I said, in a pinch, if all the enemies are on her, once these orb ends, you can do that. You get the knockback. It's like sort of a knockdown as well. You get the heal and you get the attack increase. So not too bad there. So now we'll jump over and we'll try and get into like an AoE situation and show you what she does. Okay, so for this demonstration, we'll go to 4-2 on the hard mode, which is where I'm currently up to. Oh wait, that's a tutorial one. We can only bring one character. Let's go back to the previous stage and see if we can do it. Okay, we'll do it in this one. And for this one, we're going to leave Liv in the back so we can show you how we swap into her in AoE situations. And for me, normally I have Bianca as my main DPS, but she is a single target focused unit. So being able to just swap out in AoE situations into Liv, group the enemies up and deal some nice AoE damage is really, really nice. So let's get into this and hopefully go. Yep, there we go. And I think this is AoE. I think it is an AoE fight. Let's see. Okay, so now we're going to go Liv. As you can see, she does that vortex. And then I can go straight into a red ability and we go straight into AoE damage, which is really, really nice. So we're going to get a dodge here, which allows us to do this one, which is a knockback at a 3 ping. Then we can go in the red and do the same thing with the red. Now, unfortunately, that red was a 3 ping, which was a little bit of a waste, but it's not too bad. As you can see, like just her normal lasers are doing that AoE damage. I'm going to wait for a red ability. Hopefully we get one. Okay, it's just giving us all the dark holes. Okay, there we go. As you can see, drags them in, and then we can go straight into that and do some nice damage. So that's the core functionality of her. And like I said, she's a really nice one. Like the way I like using her is for that swap in. Like normally I'll have Bianca, and I'll just be battling, and then I'll be like, okay, if we get into an AoE situation, I'll swap. So let's, and okay, my swap is on cooldown, so we can't do what I was trying to talk about. Let's just smack here for Bianca for a little bit and try and show you guys some combat here, and then the way I would actually use her. So we'd go like this. As you can see, she's flashing, which means she drops out. As you can see, because her picture was flashing, she drops in, does some damage, but now I can actually swap to her. So what we can do is we can get away from this guy, go over to these guys to show you the grouping. We get straight into that dark hole or whatever it's called, and then we go straight into some nice AoE damage. Now we can do the exact same thing again, drag all of them in, and away we go. Now we can do this, get another 3 ping, and then away we go with some more big AoE damage, and then we can do that. Unfortunately, we don't have a red ability. I'll wait and see if we get one. Nah, screw it. We'll just ult it and finish it off like that. Wait, is there no enemies? I just ulted into no one. Everyone was dead. Silly. Okay, next. Let's have a look. Okay, AoE. So see, this is a bad situation to have her in because we got like no ability. So this is normally where I'd swap into someone. For instance, my Lucia, start doing some stuffs, and then keep, and like I said, Lucia has the same core passive, and then we just start smacking away. And you'll see now my Lucia has no ability cards ready. So it's sort of like in that situation where we need to get out. Liv, she'll drop in because she was flashing. You see she drops in, so you can't actually swap when that flashing thing's happening. But now we'll swap back in. We got a bunch more abilities available. We can do that. We can go into another black hole. We can go into that. We can get our buff. And if we get one more red one, we can buff and then do some more nice damage. So let's just see if we can get a red. Give me a red. Give me a red. Generate a red game, please. Please. There it is. So then we could do the buff into that and finish him off. Oh, rip. We killed him with the basic tap. Rip the dream. And that is the end. But hopefully that shows you Liv. Like I said, early game free to play. The 3 core free to play units that you get being basically this team that I have, Bianca, after 7 days of login. It's just a really solid team core. Where, especially Liv, I just love the way you swap in. You get that instant black hole. So if you have a single target as your main damage dealer, you can just swap into Liv, group them all up, and then away you go. And I'll talk more about team building and stuff like that later on, but just Liv, really solid unit that you get from the start of the game. Once again, you can farm her shards to upgrade her, so not too bad. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for Liv. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.